the Nigerian me. Yeah, let's look at what is happening. Good morning, you're welcome. This is bystanders at the newsstands. Today is Friday and it's a rainy day. We can see that we are under the weather this morning, and we are right here in Ogba. To be precise, I have my wonderful, excellent, and committed reviewers here this morning. They are here to do justice to newspaper headlines this morning. I have Mr. Matthew, I have Mr. Loki, I have Mr. Chigozie, and I also have Mr. David. They are here on standby as they come to do justice to the newspaper headlines. I will meet the Nigerian Tribune. With me this morning, the Nigerian Tribune are with me. I also have the Vanguard newspaper. Above the masthead of the Vanguard newspaper, NDDC report, 13,777 projects awarded, uncompleted. NDDC report, 13,777 projects awarded, uncompleted, right from the federal government. FG receives a forensic audit report, says 6 trillion naira approved in 18 years, vows to launch criminal investigation. Vows to launch criminal investigation on the 13,777 project that has been uncompleted. APC crisis, Delta Court order not binding on me. Governor Buni saying, Delta Court order not binding on me. That's from Governor Buni. For wishing Buhari dead, APC expels caretaker chairman in Adamawa. For wishing Buhari dead, APC expels caretaker chairman in Adamawa State. Main headline, Paris Club refund. Governors, reps, caucus tackle FG over $418 million payment to consultants. Governors, reps, caucus tackle federal government over $418 million payment to consultants. Governors kicked as Finance Minister OK's payment for consultants. Reps, minority caucus back governors, demand probe into $480 million judgment debts. Ask Buhari to halt payment. Why petrol smuggling remains high in Nigeria by Kyari NNPC boss. Why petrol smuggling remains high in Nigeria by Kyari NNPC boss. 2021 UTME, only 168,613 candidates out of 1,130,000 candidates scored above 200. Had only 168,613 of 1,130,000 candidates scored above 200. Release Sunday Igboho now to avert looming danger. Yoruba Diaspora Group tells the federal government. Release Sunday Igboho to avert looming danger. For the two African nations set to meet global COVID-19 vaccination target. 42 African nations set to meet global COVID-19 vaccination target. World Health Organization is saying that over 5,890 Boko Haram ISWAP terrorists surrender, 48 killed. Over 5,890 Boko Haram terrorists surrender, 48 killed. That is defense headquarters. Let's move to the Nigerian Tribune this morning. 2023, Atiku moves meetings to Ibadan. Atiku moves meetings to Ibadan. Wades into Makinde or your PDP chieftains feud. Wades into Makinde or your PDP chieftains feud. Bailout funds, Kogi debunks EFCC allegations. Bailout funds, Kogi debunks EFCC allegations. FG robbing south of gas revenues. Akwa Ibom governor laments at meeting with RMAFC. Main headline, over 13,777 NDDC projects compromised. That's from reports. Over 13,777 NDDC projects compromised. Only PDP NEC can suspend me. Secondly saying, only PDP NEC can suspend me. Enugu Assembly passes anti-open grazing bill. Enugu Assembly passes anti-open grazing bill. SEC going bankrupt. Senate raises alarm. Security Exchange Commission going bankrupt. Senate raises alarm as 5,890 terrorists have surrendered. 5,890 terrorists have surrendered. That's from the GHQ. Police rescue 5 abducted Zamfara students. Afaka students abduction suspect arrested. Afaka students abduction suspect arrested. 27.4 million Nigerians earn less than 100,000 naira per year, per annum. 27.4 million Nigerians earn less than 100,000 naira per annum, Serap is saying. FD to make COVID-19 vaccine mandatory for civil servants. Okay, let's have a review at this morning.
Good morning, Christian and esteemed viewers. Good morning. Trust you're doing great.
Okay, let's look at over 13,777 energy projects compromise reports by Akpabio, Niger Delta Minister.
Niger Delta
Minister for Niger Delta Affairs, Akpabio, is saying that NDDC has over 13,000 projects that has been compromised, abandoned.
Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if the chairman or board of trustees or directors of NDDC were inducted, because you can see when you take a view of the horizon of the Niger Delta region, you see there is no commensurate impact made or visible to the people, that these people are truly the owners of these crudes. But when you go to places like Kano, to Abuja, you see where the money that is coming from Niger Delta, we are used to build infrastructures. Why the main owners of this oil are languishing in abject poverty. There's no access to road, there's no healthcare system or facilities. And unfortunately, most of these directors of this commission came from the Niger Delta. But of course, I know that these are political compensations. It was not the people's choice. It was imposed on the people by the current dispensation.
Are you going to blame the federal government now, because it is the NDC board now, those people that were picked from the Niger Delta states that are now mismanaging this money? Are you going to blame the federal government now?
I have to blame the federal government because there is no transparency in the selection process of whosoever emerged as the NDDC director. It has been politicized to the extent that even the people, the stakeholders, has no stake in deciding who emerges as the director. You see, the powers from Abuja will influence whoever that want to man that commission, provided you agree with their own terms of operation. If you don't, if you are not loyal to them, then you can't be given such opportunity. You see, that is the fundamental reason. Check, most of those failed compromise project was designed to alleviate the sufferings of the people of this Niger Delta region. But unfortunately, they released the money actually for those projects. But what happens at the backyard? They release the money and indirectly demand for their own quota to be given to them. That is what has been playing out. And if such happens, when they take their own share or percentage, the director will also want to take from that. Want to take some on another principal officers, down to the senators from the region, down to the governors of those states that makes up the state. So by the end of this money is being cut bit by bit. What is left to execute that project? You understood that, of course, the project will suffer setback. That is the problem. And whatever attempt to prove this business or contract transaction or awarding of contract will prove abortive, because the senators, the states, House of State Senates, or whatever you call them, the governors are culpable, they are responsible. If more investigation is made, you can understand that they are all indicted. No one can be absolved of this complicity.
So you are saying that the federal government has a hand?
Yes, of course, that sets the board rolling. But if they have allowed the Niger Delta or the stakeholders to have a stake in selection process.
Okay.
Who should defend their own, or who should be in charge of their common resources? Then that is when the blame will, whoever that is manning the position will be held accountable.
Okay, 27.4 million Nigerians earn less than 100,000 naira per year. 27.4 million Nigerians out of 200, over 200. Just 27.4 million Nigerians earn less than 100,000 naira per year. How do you look at that?
I think I totally disagree with that. Whatever it is that report. 27 point something Nigerians earn less than 100,000 naira. And by implication, what does that mean? Per year. And that 100,000 is equivalent to about how much now? It's just equivalent to $200. Less than $200 to say. And you can understand when we, and it's less than $200, and when you divide 365 days by 200, it means that average over 80%, they say 27 point something million is I can fault that report. You understand that over 80% of the Nigerian population earns less than $200 per year. As a gross profit, not even net worth. You see? When people are saying, when there are reports that Nigeria is the center of poverty in the whole world, then you will now understand the indices. The yardstick, of course, they used to arrive at that conclusion, which is valid, which is not far from the truth. Why? Because the government is not interested in empowering her own citizens, unlike other community of nations who take more priority in building their own citizens, in engaging their citizens in building a capacity for their own citizens to have access to a better life and contribute meaningfully to the people or to the society. It's very unfortunate.
Someone say the level of poverty in Nigeria is very alarming. If somebody can less than $1, I think if you divide 365 by 200, we are getting 0 points.
That is what I'm telling you. Just do that arithmetic. If less than $200,
Okay.
you see, then if less than $200, what is left within 365 days? It means you are. Oh my God, it's very horrible. I don't think even Sudan earn more than the basic salary for those in Sudan are more better than even Afghanistan, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Afghanistan, Afghanistan, you can't compare Afghanistan with Nigeria. Yes, let's move over. For wishing Buhari dead, ABC expels technical chairman in Adamawa State.
Okay, technical chairman. For wishing, he's just expressing his heartfelt desire, which of course represents the position of over hundreds of millions of the people within Nigeria. So what we are seeing is a leadership vacuum. There is a vacuum in the leadership of this country. So if an APC caretaker chairman or whatever will make that assessment, because he have understood that this dispensation of APC of Buhari and Osibanjo has woefully failed humanity, not just Nigeria. So there is a problem of leadership vacuum. It does not matter whether there is an allegation or that the president is dead or not alive. But what matters is that we have no leadership. That's why there is no direction. Because if there is leadership and there is focus, there is vision, then you will be guided by that direction or that vision. You have no vision. You have no objective. You are just grooming in darkness, abject poverty, ravaging the entire world. You can see that even less than $1 a day, over 80% of Nigerian populace.
Okay,
What?
that's your projection.
They have given you their verdict. This is not Chigos, they're talking.
Okay.
You see?
I look at 27 out of 200 is we are looking at 15% of Nigerians.
15%.
7 million out of 200 million. We are looking at 15%.
I told you this is not this statement is not valid.
That's what I said. That's your projection.
That is what is the reality on ground. The reality on ground. Look at what have the government created. What are the facilities the government created to absorb people? I told you over 15,000 people were relieved of their duties or work, and yet most of them are still roaming about the city. They now join the work already overstretched, overburdened workforce. Then what is the fate of such people?
So
the government has no any plan, whether short term or long term or medium term, for our own masses. So you are just left at the mercy of hunger, the mercy of the Almighty. God for us all, everybody to himself. And when you are dull, when you can't steal from the government coffers, when you can't embezzle, then you are left at the mercy of whatever happens.
Okay, how can a Nigerian, even though you find yourself in such a situation, how can you find your way out of this poverty issue? What can you do as a Nigerian to get out of it, even though the federal government, as it were, is not supporting?
Yes, of course, as individuals, it behoves on you. That is what survival means. You see? So that you won't go into extinction. You have to plan and do the best you can to make sure you fend for yourself. Even when everything is contrary to your expectations or what you intend to achieve, you still have to engage in any legitimate or menial work, which of course can keep your body and soul together. Okay. While you still aspire, irrespective, you continue to push. Don't give up in your aspirations and your dreams, because being in Nigeria is enough to kill your dreams and aspirations. But of course, most people have resorted to taking their lives, which is not the right thing to do. When the journey becomes tough, it's people that become tougher, the rugged continue to move. So that's why we keep on, while we still do the little we can. We understood that if given equal opportunity, if the government have created enabling, we are not asking them to build an El Dorado, you see, but we are asking them to build a conducive system, environment where you can attract foreign investors. There are people with their billions of dollars looking for where to invest it, but unfortunately, the situation we found ourselves in this country could not allow people or investors, multinationals, to come to see Nigeria as a safe haven or a place to invest their money, because of course they knew that their life is already threatened by the insecurity state situation we found ourselves.
Okay, thank you very much.
And that will continue as long as we have people who are clueless, who have no direction, manning the position of leadership. So as long as this system remains, we are heading nowhere. We are just at the cog. They remain a cog to the wheel of our progress. So the only way to dismantle them is to call for the dissolution of this country.
Okay.
So that the political dynasty will be abruptly interrupted, so that people can take over. Mr. It seems you are going to court. This is quack and church and bell, whatever.
I'm good. Sunday, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah.
My name is Lucky Eyagbuna. I don't know Lagos. Thank you very much. Thank you, viewer. May God bless you. You that is watching us every morning, God bless you. God lift you up. That rain that is disturbing America will not disturb you in America or London. Thank you.
This one you are speaking like a pastor this morning.
Everybody say, Pastor for Nigeria. We pray, 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 pray. Nothing they work. We pray. We are the highest people that pray for the whole world, Nigeria. But at the end, because of our sin,
I was saying,
yes.
Have you joined up on?
we, my brother, you see the problem with that. God is angry with this country. God is angry with our leader. We have pastors, imam, who pray every day, fast every day. Things are not working. We need to examine ourselves. We need to check ourselves.
What do you think is the problem?
The problem is that we are wicked to ourselves. Because the problem is that the leaders who will vote for them are wicked. Because they refused to look God's face. They refused to give common man food. They exploit us. So that is why you see things are not working well in Nigeria. No matter how prayer they pray. That's why pastors are dying like a chicken. My brother, go ahead. Let's go ahead.
27.4 million Nigerians earn less than 100,000 naira per year.
How did they know they earn 100,000 per year? How many people work in Nigeria? Who are look? Have you just take a look now, my brother? See how people are just going, coming back without work. Who is working? And what? If not people who got touched that is supporting us, how much they are in the year?
So you want to tell you that you don't earn more than 100,000?
My brother, that's what I'm saying. If not my brothers who are abroad, who is helping us, where is the job? The only thing you see here is Southwest, Owoda. Omonile. In the other side, except the people who are struggling, they struggle. And the outside now, all they know is to kidnap, to get money, got no job, nothing again. So
where are these jobs?
Where did they get this figure?
Where are the jobs that APC promised 2015?
My brother, leave. You see, oh my God, what will I say? That I'm saying, the job we have for Nigeria now, it did not kidnap, slave me. I kidnap 100, you pay me batch by batch, I release. In Southwest, Owoda. Anywhere you park your car, Owoda. In Southeast, nothing. They are, if the Southeast, they are trying. I will tell you that the Igbos are trying. If you go Lagos, go everywhere. Those who are still making Nigeria to PC, as if we are working, is the Igbos. They bring spray part. You see chemists, they bring these clothes we are wearing. They still try, despite the high cost of it, bringing this material to Nigeria. All the job Buhari promised us, zero. And now he's about to go. He's sacking the minister. He should sack himself first. Himself should be sacked first. And not sacking the ministers. Because when the head is rotty, the leg and hand is rotty. I watched American president yesterday. So I almost want to cry. See how rare are disturbing American people there. And the march assured them that he go to visit the place. But look at our president, where they kidnap 1,000, where they kidnap 500. Our president would rather go to London and lie down in bed instead of visiting the place. So the point is that we have no president. Look at the American president. I almost cried. He said, I'm with you, I'll be with you, I will visit the place. But look at our own president. Our president only know when is in Nigeria, he only know how to visit birthday and conference on his Asorok. So we have a big problem. So my brother, work in Nigeria, that figure you are seeing is a lie. Go and ask Nigeria. Go and ask Nigeria the billion they give to farmer this year. They say we are going to have food. Go ask people how much for a yam, a tuber of yam. Is it rice? They close border that rice should not enter. The Lutherans that enter, they take it to the north and feed the poor people. So Buhari, my brother, you should leave that place. Don't sack it, minister, sack yourself.
Okay, over 13,000 projects by NDDC have been compromised. NDDC, over 13,000 projects has been compromised, abandoned by federal government. Are you going to blame the government on this?
I blame the government in power and the past president.
The monies for that project have been given to NDDC.
I'll tell you why. Now, as a leader now, as a leader, when somebody sends something from abroad or anywhere to you, I say deliver to us, and you did not deliver, the person will call you, ask you, have you delivered it? Have you? If you have a in Nigeria that doesn't care, you say you release money. Let me tell you, some of this money they are cutting. If you want to really go about it, ask Aneni the money they gave him for Ibadan Expressway, say 200 million. Aneni said out of that money they used for campaign during PDP time that time. Abi, I blame the federal government and blame the state and blame the people. What they're supposed to do is to give the contractor themselves, divide the money, give to the contractor. The way they build Abuja, they did not give one person the money. Okay? Let the use that way build in where our revenue is coming from, our oil is coming from. Not giving one person.
That's not the responsibility of federal government. It's the responsibility of NDDC.
That is why I said. That is why I said, who is monitoring the NDDC? It's not the federal government.
They have come to the report saying that these people have mismanaged.
And I will tell you, let me tell you, let the federal government bring those people. Let's Nigeria look. I ask the question, how much did you collect? You will see some of these contractors will tell you, out of 100 million, you only give me 30 million. You will see. Not doing it hardly, let the whole world watch. Call one of the contractors, 10, 5, 6. Say, come, this place, you do not do it. How much did you collect? You surprised that money was not released. Our government only quote, say we release 10 billion, 30 billion, at the end you find out they did not release money. So, let them, this thing is going to go down the drain. They just waste money to do all these foreign account. They actually waste. Nothing will come out for it. The people who are in charge, they are APC member or PDP member. The only thing is that when they measure PDP name there, they rather bring them back to the party and let them forget their sin. So the best thing is to give contractor like Julius Becker the money, not giving the individual there. At the end, they will enjoy and present the money. So this figure you are seeing,
13,000 is not a lot of projects.
13,000 contractor.
Over 13,000 projects.
You will see nothing will come out for it as if Nigeria, nothing will come out for it. I am telling you, go and write it down. Nothing will come out for it. Are you going to arrest Akpabio? Akpabio was a governor in Akwa Ibom State. Okay. Do you remember? Are you going to arrest Amechi? Are you going to arrest a lot of them who jumped to APC? They were governor in this state. Are you going to arrest them? So what I'm saying, my brother, you are not going to get anything. Just leave that area. Forget it. The only code figure for you, at the end, you are not going to get the result under Buhari, except another president coming.
Okay, lastly, somebody said you made his day by mentioning Yam.
See, you see, I would like to know that brother. Sorry, my voice. Poverty, I make my voice to look sees every day. The problem is that, let me tell you, you that is mentioning Yam, my brother, not be lie, Yam is very expensive.
Robert Uche.
Robert Uche, God bless you. Naibo man, God bless you. You know, say Onicha Yam, you know about Onicha Yam now. A tuber for Onicha Yam is 2,000, a bigger one. But that is the cheapest food in Nigeria, but next to expensive. Curry, yam are very expensive. The problem is that we have a bad leadership. Nothing this government will say today that we listen to. Nothing. The COVID-19, they said they spent billion. Did you know how much back directors gave it to them and Decote? Today, we have not seen one naira. The highest poverty in Nigeria. That's why I say pastors. The pastors, can they ask the question, why are they dying? Pastor dying 51 years, 50 years, 60 years? Something is wrong somewhere. God is not happy. Because why God is not happy is that with the money Nigeria has and the wealth, people are there like chicken poverty. A pastor will go and start buying jet. The schools they made for the poor people are paying higher. Something is wrong. That's why you see God is not happy with them. My brother, we are in trouble.
What's the way forward?
The way forward now is we, the youth, stand up and protest.
Who are we, the youth?
I'm the youth.
Okay.
You are the youth.
Okay.
But I know we are doing our own here. Everybody, let me tell you, the word is ready here. It's ready, but we're under rain, preaching every day. It's ready here, but thank God, with your encouragement, only to even send comment, and we are very happy. That comment they go, he said, not for us. Encouraging us.
Picture or video.
May God bless you.
Here.
May God bless you. May God bless you.
Picture
And you,
from that side.
that one of our guy Sunday has a problem, and you quickly respond. Oh my God, you will never have that problem in Jesus' name. Rain in America that is disturbing you, America will not disturb you. You will not stay where rain will disturb you. Long life. May God bless you. My name is Lucky Eyaguda. Remember, don't matter our government, they are liars, the highest liar. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Video and snap also. Good morning, sir. Sorry.
Good morning. Please tell me.
Can see the rain. Tell me.
What is your problem, Lucky?
You can see the rain. It's disturbing. Despite the rain, we are still here.
Somebody said they want to buy Lucky on 2 bags of yam.
Yeah. Somebody said.
So what do you want to do with yam, Lucky?
My brother, I'm expecting the yam, and those people are mocking me. I will give them the yam to chop.
Okay. Let's continue. Looking at the project in NEDC, how do you look at it?
Thank you very much, Mr. Christian. Matthew is the name once more for people to have clarity. Because most of the times people ask if we come on air, we should say our name. Now, having said that, looking at NDDC saga, I think it's a collective failure.
Okay.
Both the NDDC itself, federal government, and the supervising
It's
ministry.
a collective failure.
Yes. The reason I'm saying the collective failure is not far-fetched. Because if you look at NDDC as an intervention agency,
Okay.
it comes currently under the Ministry of Niger Delta. Before now, I think it was under presidency. So by our standards, somebody is supposed to be oversighting what is happening in that agency. So that if money is voted into that agency, there are processes of going to the ground to see whether the money is actually being expended for the purpose it's meant, rather than going into private pocket. Because the one zone where you see thousands of projects being abandoned. And again, why should the oil majors in Niger Delta, their counterpart funding to NDDC, why should they withhold it to the point where we are seeing billions of naira and dollar? So that's why I say it's a collective failure.
Okay.
But again, if you look at the forensic audits, good thing the government has received the report, but I expect the government to expedite action and go all out against any person that is indicted, no matter how highly placed. But again, I have some concern and worry, considering the way and manner federal government look handicapped in handling Halliburton scandal. So I have a feeling that people who may be indicted may be the big and the mighty in the society, that the government may not be willing or have that zeal to go after them.
Okay.
Because how can you tell me that NDDC, you have sunk so much of that humongous amount into NDDC, and you see most of the environment in Niger Delta, they are below standard by any standard. You see people living in abject poverty. You see people living in squalor environments. Go and look at Ogoni land. It's perhaps the most polluted place in the whole world. And if you want to clean Ogoniland the way it stands today, you need about 25 years, and it will involve billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars.
Yes. So what I'm saying in essence is the failure of NDDC is a collective failure. Federal government takes some blame, NDDC takes some blame, and all the boards of NDDC from inception to today should have some level of blame.
Where do we have the bulk of the blame?
The bulk of the blame rests on the leadership of NDDC.
Because that's what I'm looking at. Because if
The bulk of the blame actually rests with the leadership of NDDC.
13,000.
Because if you look at it, all the members of NDDC board they are drawn from Niger Delta states, including the chairman. So if you look at all the successive management of NDDC,
okay,
they are people from Niger Delta. So if you are not claiming that Niger Delta is underdeveloped, I quite agree that the money that is coming to Niger Delta to survey the level of oil degradation and some other neglect on part of the federal government is not enough. But why don't you judiciously use what is coming to Niger Delta? I'm from Niger Delta State to be precise. So I'm not happy and I'm not comfortable seeing this indictment coming to people from Niger Delta extraction.
Over 6 trillion naira.
So that is why I want heads to roll. I want federal government to go all out and make the public know who have been indicted in that forensic audit. And the federal government should not shoot anything in secrecy. They should name and shame people who have been given position of authority, responsibility, who have perhaps breached that trust. And that is the promise Mr. President made ab initio. That before he will constitute substantive board, that he want to do a forensic audit. Now the result of the forensic analysis is out. So we want the federal government to be transparent on this. We want the federal government to carry all the stakeholders along. We want the federal government to ventilate the public and put the information at the in the public domain. Let us know who is involved, no matter how highly placed. Let the person be a traditional ruler, a chief, whatever name the person go by. I'm not trying to preempt the report anyway, but I'm trying to say that what we expect from the government is whoever is involved should be named and shamed, and there should be sanction and prosecution.
Okay. Let's look at 27.4 million Nigerians earn less than 100,000 naira per annum. That is per year.
I think the results, that report, though I don't know who might have carried out that research, because by training I'm a statistician, I know what is involved.
Somebody made a statement. So-called Niger Deltans are too docile. After them go say they don't carry last.
What the man, the docility the man is talking about. Let me quickly remind the person, in as much as he have right to his opinion, but let me quickly remind him that here in this country, we had the era of Asari Dukobo. And there was armed struggle in Niger Delta under Obasanjo. Asari Dukobo was arrested by Obasanjo regime, Obasanjo government. At the point he was released, we had the era of militancy. We had the era of Tompolo, Boylove, Ataketom, and the rest. And we had, as at that time, Niger Delta emancipation of men, yes, movement for emancipation of Niger Delta was leading the struggle, and it was armed struggle. At the point, the wisdom of the former president, Umar Musa Yar'Adua, Yar'Adua, they came up with the issue of amnesty, that people should lay down their arm. And don't forget that before the issue of amnesty, the federal government was bombarding Niger Delta. The epicenter of the bombardment was Baramatu community, because they felt that Tompolo was at the center of the whole armed struggle. So I'm trying to remind this person that said this, that the docility he's trying to use to colorate Niger Deltas, that it may not be true. But if the Niger Delta have decided to give peace a chance and allow the government to come in, like they have been saying that they should give them an opportunity to bring development. So that does not mean that Niger Deltans are docile.
Somebody is saying, Victor Trust is saying, Mr. Amatu, please don't paint anything here with English. Docile, yes or no?
Niger Deltans are not docile. You cannot say they are docile because they have spoken loudly through their actions in the past. And even up to now, we saw in 2016 precisely, under this current administration, how Avengers and some other militant groups resumed hostility against all infrastructure in Niger Delta as a result of neglect by federal government. But at the point, the federal government, through the vice president, went to Niger Delta to broker peace. And the result is what we are enjoying currently. That is why you cannot see oil flow from Niger Delta. And that is why you can see that the quota that is given to Nigerian state by OPEC, Nigeria is meeting it. So I don't see how docility comes to play in this in the whole of the issue.
Okay, let's see the less than 100,000 per annum. 27.4 million Nigerians earning less than 100,000 per annum.
Let me base it on speculation, but however you look at it, I think that report has some level of sincerity. Because there are even some Nigerians who are not even earning anything, who perhaps depend on other people for their livelihood. And the economy is so bad that there is no job. The government is not creating an environment for job creation. And if you are seeing a situation where under this administration, the economy has been plunged into recession twice, that best explains what Nigerians are passing through. The GDP is not growing to accommodate and engage Nigerians. You are not seeing, how often do you see economic activities in Nigeria? How often do you see job openings in the production sector? The only thing you see that flourish in Nigeria is when you talk about importation, when you talk about engaging people to do marketing.
Business activities also flourish in Nigeria.
Business activities, I'm not telling you, look at what I'm trying to say in essence. Because Nigeria happens to be import-dependent economy. So most of the things you see, even as we speak, even as we are here doing this interview, look around what you see them sell. Can you point to any of those products you see in the stores around here that is being produced and manufactured in Nigeria? The reason is not far-fetched, because the condition that makes it conducive for manufacturing is not here.
Okay.
If you are manufacturing, for instance, in Nigeria, the man who is manufacturing in Nigeria cannot compete with the man who is bringing the same goods from China to Nigeria. So I'm trying to say that in as much as I do not have the facts as to how the person arrived at the findings of that report report looks genuine from my own estimation, not because I am basing it on any research analysis or any hypothesis, just from my experience being a Nigerian and seeing what is happening in Nigeria.
Okay, let's look at APC crisis. Delta Court order not binding on me, Governor Bini.
I quite agree with him.
Because it seems like different courts.
I quite agree with him. In all the orders of the courts, it may not be directly binding on him. But the thing is this, I think APC should tread cautiously on this. Because what the court, because the whole saga started with Ondo State judgment, where the Supreme Court ruled that the Jagade did not join Bumi in that suit. And the position of the Supreme Court is that you cannot hold the dual position of the governorship position and the party chairmanship. That it is repugnant to even the tenets of the very Nigerian constitution. So to that extent, APC stand the risk of losing everything that will come out of Bumi's leadership. So it is not until the rule of the court is binding on him that they are supposed to take precautionary measure to address it. Because if they don't do it, we may see a situation in future where after doing all their congresses from ward to national convention, after getting all their candidates for 2023 election, somebody may go to court to challenge all the processes that came out of Bumi's leadership. And there's every likelihood that the court may invalidate everything that came out of it. So it is not until the decision is binding on him that they need to take precautionary measure to address it.
Okay, lastly, 42 African nations set to miss global COVID-19 vaccination targets.
That vaccine issue.
See that African nations are.
The vaccine,
When it comes to vaccine.
I'm even skeptical about it. Because if you look at the issue of this COVID-19, you look at the projection of the world
Okay.
about what they estimated that will happen to Africa. You see that it didn't happen. Does that not explain to you that
COVID-19 did not happen.
no, the rate of death, mortality,
Okay.
the estimation, there was a time they were telling you that it will get a point where they were picking dead body on the street of Africa. But it didn't happen. So it tells you that there is something, some factor that beyond their understanding. So to that extent, it is not everything they tell us about COVID-19 as it has to do with Africa that I believe. Perhaps because the way our body system is here, perhaps we have more immunity than what we have in America, in Italy, in Britain, and some other places in the world. And look at a place like Nigeria, for instance. Our health system is nothing to write home about. But you see mortality here, and again, I'm not arguing that there is no cases or there were no cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria. Even Delta variant, I'm not arguing that one or two COVID-19 that has to do with Delta variant is not in Nigeria. But if it is in Nigeria and people are not taking precautionary measures, especially all the non-pharmaceutical measures put in place by NCDC and World Health Organization, I'm talking about wearing face masks, social distancing, hand sanitizing, temperature check and all that. Nigerians are not observing it. And you don't see spike in COVID-19 in Nigeria, for instance. Does it not tell you that there are some factors?
The past 1 week there have been reported cases.
You are talking about reported cases. A situation where people are not taking. You would have, I think, but the government would have been forced to shut down Nigeria. I'm not saying there are no isolated cases of people who have it, but the rate of transmission in Africa, in Nigeria in particular, is not the same thing with what we see in America, in Britain, and some other places in the world. So they should not bring the standard of addressing it in those places to Nigeria, because it's like the way God created us, our body system is more immune to this kind of diseases than other parts of the world. That's why I see it as a person anyway.
Okay. Finally, somebody is saying that a nation that cannot conquer food is a failed state.
And unfortunately, Nigeria has all it takes to be self-sufficient in terms of food production and even supply the world. Looking at our arable land, looking at our population in terms of human resources that are even ready to go into farming to do one or two things. But unfortunately, a combination of factors have hindered it from being a success. You have the issue of insecurity. You have the issue of insincerity from the federal government. Corruption and all that. So we have a combination of factors that have made Nigeria not to tap into that advantage. So that is the situation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matthew.
Well,
Good morning, Mr. Charles.
good morning. My name is Charles. It's
Somebody said, Victor Trust, he said, my best friend today is that guy holding the umbrella. That is Victor Trust.
Thank you very much.
Okay, like the question I asked Mr. Matthew, any nation that cannot conquer food is a failed state.
Exactly. Like
Can you throw more light?
yes. Like people do say, a hungry man is an angry man. In a situation whereby I'm hungry and you refuse to give me what to eat, and you are telling me that I should go and fight this person, you know you have failed me, because if I'm healthy enough, if I can eat and I'll be able to do a lot of things. But in a situation whereby you find out that in Nigeria is a failed state in the sense that the food you are talking about, it's not only food. There are so many things that should be equipped or should be mentioned within that cycle of food he's talking about. When I'm hungry, if I'm hungry, I can't walk. There are so many things beyond. It's not everybody in Nigeria, we are just hungry. You understand what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter, Nigeria has failed us. If during this COVID-19, when you go to a place like US, UK, they goes to door presenting food to them. Anybody in America or in anywhere will testify that that's exactly what they do then. They will come to your house. If you are not there, they'll just drop some palliative for you there. So in Nigeria, that is the worst place. They can't do it. They can't do it here. I remember what happened at I can't remember. a lot of food were there. What they did was they have to go there and break down the warehouse. People were bringing out food. And that was, during this NSAS, my brother, I got to realize that NSAS really opened federal government now, because a lot of people, you can never, you don't even know that something like that is in existence. Something like that is existing. Not until this COVID-19, NSAS came in place, people now begin to find out that there's a lot of places where food is being hidden in this particular place. So my brother, the government have just fed us in terms of this food you're talking about. If they can't provide if I can't feed very well, I can't come to this place and talk. That's just the truth. So the government
so
is...
you can feed very well now?
I have not feed well. My brother, if you look at me, we are just surviving by His grace. That is just it. We are just... The composition of what we eat in this country is just by His grace. Sometimes you eat once and you'll be thinking about what to eat next because you don't have it. Okay. So, yeah.
Let's look at over 27.4 million Nigerians earn below 100,000 naira per year. How much do you earn per year? It can be running into millions.
Millions, you're saying? If my earnings are running into millions, I'm not supposed to be standing here. That's just the truth. Because how are you sure I'm even earning anything? Let's put it this way. How are you sure that somebody like me is even earning? When it's a code, the statistics or the theory, the person that brought out this theory, my brother, he knows what that is just the truth. There are some people that cannot even earn up to 5,000 in a month. So can you times 5,000 times 12? How much are you talking about? Just a little amount of money. A lot of people cannot earn up to that. So how are you sure that people like that are coming out every morning to stand here and talk to the whole world and tell the whole world what is happening in this particular country?
27.4 million Nigerians.
Yes. And we come here every day, and most of us you see here, we are graduates. And you find out that some of us cannot even feed. There's no money, there's no work. So how will you be telling me that someone is earning 100,000? The analysis is just true. That's just the truth, because a lot of people cannot even earn up to that. A lot of people cannot even earn 5,000 in a month. There's a lot of dependency in Nigeria because of the corruption that has been put in, that is just in existence.
Okay, how do you look at the vaccination issue? That Africa is still lagging behind vaccinating its citizens?
Like the last speaker, Mr. Matthew, said, do you think this yes, some people say there's COVID-19, all this COVID-19 is still in existence, but to me in Africa, there's nothing like that, because a lot of things that we are being told that is going to happen to this particular country, we are not seeing it. That's what I will give you. You are standing here right here before me. Where's your nose mask? You are not wearing it. A lot of things. When you go to so many places, you will run from here. How many times did you check your temperature? But you are still healthy. So whatever they are saying is to their own thought and advantage. I don't even believe that it's not happening in this country. The country here, what they are saying is different from what is happening, because I remember in those days said that what is going to happen to this particular country, that we're going to be picking cops from one street to another. They came to our area where we are staying at Agege here. They came to my house. A man was bluntly sick. What did they do? That because he's suffering from a malaria, they wrote his name and they took him to Ikeda General Hospital here, simply because he is sick. And they said it's COVID-19 case. And which is not true. My brother, what they are saying, the Western world are saying, is different from what we are experiencing here. The vaccine they are talking about, like I said here, was it 2 days ago? Somebody like me, I am not prone, I can't take it. I can take it, I'm okay. So the vaccine you are talking about, that is not what we are asking for. What we are asking is different from the vaccination here.
Now, we have seen that NEDC, according to the report, NEDC management have embezzled money, not the federal government. That is over 13,000 projects.
That is
if you are blaming federal government on this one, that's a different thing.
The both of them are to blame. The both of them are to blame, because yes, the money has been given to NDDC for a particular project and they refused to, they did not segment the money that has been given to NDDC, go and check them very well. Don't be surprised. The money they are talking about might not be the money in quotes, might not be the money that was given to them. It's a country. Okay, let me give you this as an example now. Nigerian Super Eagles who are playing football today, Surulere here. I think 2 to 3 days ago they launched at Eco Hotel here, and there was a report that the management sent them out, that they should leave the hotel room. So a question now came, and I was asking myself, what happened? Something came to me. I said, don't be so. It's a country where, let's assume, a money has been fixed that they are going to give the hotel management 30 million naira, for instance. And you know, trust Nigerian. They are Nigerian. The person in charge of the
You also a Nigerian.
I'm a Nigerian too, for now. Temporary, for now. But the person in question might even decide to go to the management that, please, we are going to give you 5 million naira. I don't know whether you understand my point. But how much was given to them? 30 million, for instance. I'm just giving you an example. The 30 million that was given, and you say you're going to give that person 5 million naira. The person you say you will give 5 million. Definitely, as the management of that organization, well, you have to use your brain as a Nigerian. These people, after using the hotel, they might go. They might not even bother to give you your balance. So that is why the management said that they should leave. So it was at last, they have to. They organized and they came to terms. And there was a cordial agreement and arrangement between them. And the money has to be paid. That is just it. But you are talking about federal government and NDDC here. Both of them are to blame. You give me a job, you have to checkmate me. Check what I'm doing. The job you gave me, am I really doing it? And it's a country whereby you find out that when you are talking about NDDC, most of the senators, most of the House of Representative members, what did they do? They looked at their relative, their in-laws, and they give them the what? The job. I'm giving you this project. Go and ask. Nobody in this country, this is a country whereby you are not given a job by merit. I can only give you a job because you are my in-law. I can only give you a job because I want to benefit something out of that job. So when you are talking about the NDDC have embezzled money or they have eaten money that are meant for what project, ask yourself very well. Most of those people in government house that gave them that job, are you sure their hands are not there? Their hands must be there because they can't just eat up the money just like that. Somebody must be there in support of what they are doing. You gave me a job, and I am doing like this thing we are doing now is, let's call it it's a part of job. Because for you to be here, the rain is falling and the rain is beating you all the time, and you are here projecting to the whole world, even with the risk involved.
Somebody say, what do you mean by temporary Nigerian?
Yes, because I'm still a temporary Nigerian. I'm a temporary somebody in Nigeria. Because
Temporary Nigerian, I don't understand.
I'm a temporary. You said I'm not a Nigerian.
So,
For now, like I said, I'm temporary. But beforehand, referee is going to come and we'll go. Yes, that's a temporary thing.
Final thoughts.
And my final thought is that the government should always do the right thing. They know, like I used to say every day, they know the right thing to do. They know the needful. It's a government. We have the money. The money is here. If this government we said they want to be paying the youths every day 100,000 naira per month, my brother, they can do it. But why are we suffering? Why are we suffering? Look at the way people are suffering. Look, when a man came back from UK and we're standing with him under that umbrella, was a few days ago. He was telling us that he went to Orile here just to enter a bike. A rain was still falling. Like about 10 Okada people have to flood in, and they were fighting who is going to pick him up. And you check out, and the way when he now sat down, I started interviewing most of them. They are all graduates. Most of them are graduates. So, okay. Thank you very much. So that is not the kind of country where one will be happy to live. That is why when you see an opportunity to live, my brother, you live. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I have Mr. David. Good morning, Mr. David.
Good morning to you, Mr. Christian Chukwu.
The last time you said you needed someone that will adopt you, but as nobody has responded.
Nobody has responded.
Are you still up for adoption?
I'm still up for adoption. Very, very.
I hope you don't eat too much food. You don't consume food too much.
Yes. Not be when you get food to chop, then you go consume.
No, if somebody adopts you don't consume too much food.
No.
So
See,
eat moderately.
I have my boundary.
Okay. So 27.4 million Nigerians earn less than 100,000 naira per year.
27.4
million
Nigerians earn less than 100,000 yearly.
What's your
Oh.
take
That's
on
the annual take home. Oh. Hey,
How much do you earn per year?
how much? Is not someone that have job that you that you do rough estimate on that. No person get job, you go know how much they earn per year. I know job not there
So
now.
that means after
Eh?
that report, there are report of people that
Now
don't have jobs, that
jobs
don't earn anything.
are not captured though in this. Oh, you have people that don't have job. Oh, are not even captured in this report now. Now see now with this trying time, how do people that earn 100,000 yearly tend to cope when there is inflation, when there is when price of foodstuffs have gone high. Now house rent now would definitely increase. Now tariff has gone high now. Petrol price now will soon go up now. How do they want us to cope? And the government is not making this this their policy friendly. But that is why I see people see now this is working hour. Now people are still roaming about now. You could no let him no let them see it. This is working hour. Look at the population of those still roaming around. Tell me it shows we no get work. Some people just leave house just because just to go to the street and see what's happening. Person like me, I come every day. I leave my house, come to the newsstand just to cash cruise, go back house.
But there are some things you can do to survive in this period.
There's but now where is startup for capital? Most times I do some little jobs in some menial jobs in the evening also. I have a side aside business I do in the evening also from the hours of 4 to 6 in the evening because of all this sky. You're not supposed to shade markets from the hours of from now till so probably I do that from 4 to 6 from 4 to 8 or 10 at times just to keep the body and soul alive. That's just what we do. But literally we still give kudos to God. But now the issue of the matter is now how do these people cope? Now when you work, let's assume you work in this Ikeja and you earn less than 100,000 yearly. How do you intend to cope? Now from here to this Ikeja is 150. You pay house rent, you buy data, you stock your house with food. How do you intend to cope? And now government is not even paying those without job. So it's just too bad.
Okay, let's look at other things. We have over 13,000 projects have been abandoned by NDDC. NDDC, no, not the federal government.
And it's who is NDDC not under the ministry of under the supervision of the federal government. This is not. Have you forgotten? This is the same DG of NNDC, Pondi, that collapsed when he was there, when he faced the house, when he was panel that say okay now how did he mismanage about how much was that?
Over 2 billion.
Over $2 billion then. Now when he attended the panel, he collapsed. Up till now, nothing has happened to that man. The man is not in jail. There has not been what interrogation. How do you expect them to go ahead with such projects when one man has mismanaged the money that is supposed to better the life of every Nigerians? Pondi, I could remember his name. Even Akpabio too. Akpabio too has mismanaged a lot in that ministry. Now go to Niger Delta State, go to Delta, go to Akpabio State, Akwa State, go to Port Harcourt, go to all these Niger Delta states. Nothing is been done. Go to Imo State, no project. And government keep pumping money into the ministry, into that ministry. Now I believe.
My question is, why is it that if the government, if you pump money into something and you don't see the evidence, why pump another money again?
Why pump another money? You see, these are chronics because I think probably now when it comes to how do I put it, government enforcing law, government don't enforce law on them. Government don't appoint people that will go on what oversight function. It's like you telling me, David, now I want to build a scraper and you award the contract to me less than 4 months or 5 months, government should appoint people that would go on oversight function and see if the project is still going on. But government will not do that. Government is doing na padi. Now that bonding now, the money that man alone has embezzle is enough for them to turn Nigeria Delta State into Dubai. But government keep on pumping money there, and still there have been no result of that. It's because of their best of same feather. Now a road was awarded about close to 5.8 million. The same now, federal government, NNDC did not carry out that project. The DIM did that project less than what the government awarded. Even did far better than one government claim. The DIM, federal government did not embark on that project. So the DIM had to embark on the project so as to ease life, so as to ease the burden of people within that locality. Now Redeem came up with a figure in which that project was being carried out. It was even lesser, very less than what the government budgeted for. You can see where we find ourselves. The issue is government on their own don't go for oversight function. Government will give you contract. Listen, just go and do it anyhow. Give me my own return. Yes. Akpabio, every project that will go down in that Nigeria Delta, Akpabio has his own court. Whether the contractors go ahead with it, it does not concern him because he has gotten his own share of the national cake. They are best of the federal. They are best of that. So that is why just like yesterday, Buhari said he wants to employ 200,000 youths that will be placed on salary. Now, as yesterday, I tried accessing that portal. I cannot access the portal. Now, the same portal that I could not access in my local government, slots, they've been sharing slots. I ran out to local government yesterday. I was told that slots have been finished. Sharing the slots for my local government. And this is a portal. And Buhari is saying we can register online. I tried registering online. I could not access the portal. Now, names that represent slots that will be given in my local government. I saw them yesterday. I tried to include my name. No, it was no, avail. Everything in Nigeria is slot. It's not normal. My brother, there's no merit.
Okay, let's go vaccine in Africa. Vaccine in Nigeria. Africa is lagging behind. Over 42 countries have been said has not met up with the,
over what?
42 countries in Africa have not met up with vaccinating their citizens.
Now, I think during the COVID pandemic, when the stock was still ravaging, the Gates predicted and said it will get to a stage they will start picking dead bodies along the street of in the street of Africa. Now, do you think that projection did it come to pass? No. See, an African man, our immune system is strong, my brother.
COVID-19 cannot penetrate.
I'm not saying it will not penetrate, but COVID-19 is not a major problem. COVID-19 is not Africa's problem. Underdevelopment is our problem. Underdevelopment, for us to thrive is our problem. See, literally, Mr. Mike, see, I'm not bothered though. I'm not scared. Koro is not my problem. In my locality, nobody has contracted COVID-19. Literally, if there is COVID-19 as claimed in this Africa at large or Nigeria, everybody safe for don't die because our healthcare system is nothing to write them about. One, we give thanks to God Almighty on that because of our our immune system. So let them not worry about us. We are good. What is killing us is poverty. That is African problem. Poverty. When it comes to vaccine or vaccination. That's not our problem. Now, even when Buhari compelled every Nigerians to go to health clinic and get vaccinated, how many Nigerians turn up? People still telling him, "Ebi no pa mi, I am hungry, I want chop, I want chop." African man does not have time to vaccine. The major problem we are having is what? Hunger in the land. Let government solve this issue of food. And people, and now watch all Nigerians smile. Watch them happy.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Nigerians will not abide with this issue of vaccine. An average Nigerian man, tell him, have you been vaccinated? He would tell you, say, what is this meant for? Because he know that is not his problem. His problem is food. Let him eat. Forget all this vaccination.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. David. We are coming to the end of bystander at the newsstand this morning. We're still having a rain drizzling. Please, as much as you can support, we need a shelter over our heads. If you can also help us as we get a shelter so that we can have people coming. Mr. Raphael, Mr. Kondem, some people are not coming because of the rain. Please help us with that shelter so that we can meet up with the 9 o'clock. Thank you, Mr. Kelvin. Thank you, Mrs. Aguhianacho, for also supporting Mr. Sunday and other viewers. We are saying a big thank you. I'm Christian Chikon, this is another edition of the program. We'll meet here tomorrow by God's grace. Bye for now.